All right, YouTube, man, we back, man. Oh my God, it's been a minute. It feels like for UFC, but we finally here with UFC 311. There was a fight night, I think, last weekend or 2 weekends ago. I didn't do a video on it. Not gonna lie, it was an okay card though. It was a decent card. I actually, I didn't watch the main event though. There's a couple fights I watched, but yeah. Anyways, we just gonna jump right in today. You know what I mean? This is gonna be a stat card. I think I'm getting this video up on Friday. Yeah, so tomorrow, tomorrow speaking, I'm gonna be ready for the event. But anyways, so first fight of the night, Tagir versus Clayton Carpenter. So I'm not gonna lie, I looked into Clayton Carpenter a little bit. I already know about Ulanbekov. A lot of people do. I feel like um, Carpenter. I took some notes. One thing that I got from him, he seems like he's a very confident fighter in general. Good all around. Um, can wrestle. He attacks the kicks quite a bit early, which I think is gonna be a big part of this fight. Tagir doesn't really, he doesn't really check leg kicks like that. You know what I mean? Until it's like too late. He's like one of those type of fighters. So you know, I think that's probably just gonna be the big portion of this fight on the feet. It's gonna be Carpenter staying aggressive, using those leg kicks. And if it can get down to the ground, yeah, I don't really know who has the advantage. I mean, maybe Tagir because he's a little bit like longer and whatever. Pause, but you know what I'm saying. Maybe that he has the advantage, possibly in a scramble. But I think it's gonna be a close fight. It's kind of even for me as far as like who would I be comfortable going with. But I'm not gonna lie, I might go Clayton. Starting off the card with a underdog pick in my eyes. I don't know if he is the underdog. Yeah, he is the underdog. So might go Clayton, but to be completely honest, I would not be surprised if Tagir goes out there and gets that done. We got Ricky versus Bernardo here. Um, it's this one's a difficult one because from what I've seen from Bernardo, it wasn't really anything that was super eye popping. You know what I mean? Kind of like I know he had the one like quick knockout. I think like it was a while ago though, but it was like 6 seconds or something like that. So I mean that was a good fight for him. But he did fight Vinicius or whatever Oliveira before this, and it seemed like at the beginning of that first round he was a little hesitant and intimidated. I don't think he'll get that against Ricky. I think he'll probably start a little bit faster against Ricky. Ricky like when sometimes could be pretty wild with his strikes and but he falls back on his grappling. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna take Ricky with this fight. I think he's just overall better, had better competition. So yeah, we'll go with that. Rinya Nakamura versus Moin Gafarov. Yeah, this fight right here, Rinya up and coming prospect. I mean, he's been he's been lighting people up. He's been looking like a real prodigy coming up. All around, all around, he's good everywhere. Like he is good everywhere. Starches people and finish. Comfortable on the ground, strong on the ground too. But he also flows like really well in transition on the ground. So especially in like a scramble. So which is gonna help against Gafarov. He's a wild striker. He throws in bunches. He crashes out a lot though, which may not be the best thing for him, especially against Rinya because Rinya is so good all around. But given the odds of this fight, this would be like one of those one underdog fights in the card that you wouldn't really be. I mean, it would be surprising, but at least for me, because of how wild and how much of a risk taker Gafarov is, maybe this would be the first time we see Rinya in some trouble. And if that's the case and something happens, this would be a good time if you got a little extra money. You just want to bet on the underdog because he's like underdog by a lot. Like, you see, well, yeah, 400 plus 400 underdog. I mean, you know what I mean? His fighting style, he goes in there and he's gonna die in the shield. Like it's like that. You know what I mean? He's a crash out. I think at least from what I've seen from him. But I have Rinya overall taking the fight. He can get it done anywhere. You know, knockout finish, submission, or knockout submission or decision. Um, Gafarov, the only way I could see him finishing it is if he gets a knockout or winning is getting a knockout. So, but Rinya, but if you have a little extra money, you just want to throw it on the underdog. I mean, you know, Alien Perez, Carol Rosa, my bad. Um, yeah, if you know about Perez, if you know, you know. I'm gonna take her though. Momentum. Um, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really gonna break down the fight too much because I just got her winning. This fighter here, Zachary Reese, Mazat Bekov. Not gonna lie, I don't know these guys, so more power to them. Uh, Diego Fair, Grant Dawson. I don't know. I'll just take Dawson, safe bet type thing. But we get to here. We get to Guskov versus Elikana. From what I've seen from Elikana, I'm kind of surprised he's the favorite a little bit because he seems like someone who kind of just let the fight pass him by, and you can't do that against Guskov because Guskov's gonna, I don't know, he presses the pace like he got hands. Like if you just let the fight pass you by fighting him, like bro, you're gonna lose. I feel like, um, from what I've seen from Elikana, like I don't know, I just wasn't too like for one thing, he's very like in southpaw stance, like conservative. Like he will not throw. He'll kind of chill out. Orthodox though, he's a lot more aggressive and he throws a 1-2 in the orthodox quite a bit. I don't think he's gonna be able to afford to kind of be on the back foot a lot in this fight and be that conservative. So maybe he comes out here and he knows and he has to, put his hands on him. You know what I'm saying? But keep this short for this fight. I got Guskov. Um, I'm not gonna lie, may Guskov could possibly get a finish. You know what I'm saying? And if not, it's gonna take Elikana to really come out here and just put on a performance that he hasn't put on yet. And I believe this is his debut in the UFC. So Jailton Almeida versus Sergey Spivak. Um, this fight's kind of, you see, like I want to instantly just go with Jailton because, like, yeah, he can get those submissions off. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that right away against Spivak, like early, and we kind of saying like, I don't know. I ain't gonna really. I'm not gonna lie. Just me personally, I wouldn't take Jailton past round two, maybe not even round one. Sometimes depends on the fight. But unless he's dominant, he can hold him down. I don't really see him holding Spivak down for real. Well, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, if he can get him down. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna take Jailton. Submission. I think he gets it done. I still feel like he may have a little bit of trouble taking him down, and really kind of holding him down. But throughout the fight, he can do it. But dude, he can get chinned, and then it's a heavyweight division. So, but if because I have to choose, I'm gonna choose Jailton. Submission. So yeah, I feel like that's the only way he's gonna get it done. Peyton Talbot versus Barcelos. So here we go. Um, I mean Talbot is another prospect coming up. Obviously, lighting it up. Fire. Loving what I've seen from him. Barcelos, like a gritty vet. You know, he's gonna give you a tough fight always. You know, whoever he's fighting. But pretty weathered. So I mean, I think Peyton Talbot, as long as he keeps doing what he's doing, he's gonna go out there and make it look just like his other performances. To an extent, I do kind of feel like this may be maybe his toughest test because I think Barcelos is gonna give him some things that he hasn't seen yet. Um, he's gonna be a little bit more gritty than the guys he fought. It may take a little bit longer to take Barcelos out, but I think he'll eventually get the finish. And I think Talbot gets the I think it's TKO. You know, maybe round two. That's just my prediction. We're gonna go with that. Kevin Holland versus Reiner de Ridder. It's so hard for me to try to give Reiner a fair shake because of that first performance in the UFC at least. I know he's this, decorated fighter from another organization. I think it was one, but I don't know. It's so tough too with Holland because he's spotty. You know, he could be like looking so perfect in some of his fights, and then the other fights, it's like he's just like, what's going on? I think he had that injury last fight though. He had to end it quick or whatever. This is a tough one for me. I would say I don't know. Rayner could just kind of stumble his way into a decision, almost like a fucking Drakus. You know what I mean? That's just kind of what he reminds me of. Just a little smaller, I guess you could say. But I mean, he's supposed to be this like striker. I thought, but I don't know. Look, he just he. This is tough. Yeah, I'm gonna go Holland. I'm gonna go Holland. You know what I'm saying? Is that what I put right here? Did I put Holland? I did. Oh yeah, I got Holland. Yeah, I feel like kind of like what I put on there. I think Holland's just a safe bet because we see more from him, and judging from the first performance of Rainier, I'm not really sold. This. I feel like this is where Rainier's gonna have to prove himself. In the eyes of the UFC, like if he doesn't win this fight, he may be on his way out possibly. I mean, let me not say that. That's crazy, because he did win his last fight. Just I'll say this: he'll be on his way out in the public eye of the UFC fans. We could say that because it's the expectation that he's not living up to the expectation that we are that he came in with. At least you could say it, former champion, blah blah blah. You know, I mean, not jump the gun on that. Personal opinions. All right, Money Moicano Renato versus Benil Darius. Let me tell you something, brother. Um, Moicano, I don't think if this was like 2 or 3 years ago, like 3 years ago, maybe it'd be, you know, I don't think Moicano is gonna just dominate on the ground like he did previously. I don't. I still think Benil has that pedigree on the ground, but I think he gets busted up on the feet a little bit, and then gets finished on the ground probably. Pause, but I think that's just how it's gonna go. I got Moicano. I don't think it's gonna be early. Maybe like round two, maybe early round three. Um, unless it is early, but I got money. Moicano. He can't afford to lose. Can't afford to lose. Jamal Hill versus Jiri Prochazka. Jamal Hill, he's a hometown guy, Grand Rapids, Michigan. He's the villain, I mean, he's a villain lately. It's it's tough, and Yuri's a popular guy, face, just but in the sense of in fighting, Yuri is a killer be kill type fighter. Not too much defense at all, standing like hands low, walking just heart really. Um, I don't think you're gonna be able to do that with Jamal. Jamal's way too accurate of a striker. He's a sniper. Regardless of his last showing, how it ended, he was not having a bad fight with Alex. Unfortunate, it ended the way it did. Alex is looking like a world beater, but Jamal was showing some promise at the beginning of that Alex fight. So he's not done yet. I think he still has a chance to be champ again someday. Um, and it starts with just beating Yuri here. If he beats Yuri, he's probably gonna call Alex again. So, you know, whoever, if Alex fights Magomed or Magomed, but yeah, I'm gonna say Jamal. I think this fight can. I don't know. Jamal has. He's just better on the feet. I feel like more technical sniper, hits hard, puts people out. Jerry gets hit a lot. You know what I mean? No defense. So if he could weather the storm and possibly catch Jamal, I just don't really see that happening. So I'm gonna go Jamal knockout. I wouldn't be surprised if it's round one because Yuri, unless Yuri comes out and really kind of, you know, uses some defense. If not, Jamal's taking that. I feel like landslide ish. Just saying. Um, Marab Wavashvili, Wavashvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Um, this fight, right? This fight's gonna be. I love for one. I just love the co-main and main event. Like, um, from like a technical standpoint and just like how the fights are. Just for the co-main and main event, four fighters all just top level. I feel like, especially in their division. Um, this fight in particular, I know a lot of people right off rip saying Umar, Umar, Umar. I do see why he's a favorite and everything. I just think this is gonna be a lot closer fight than people think. Um, Umar uses a lot of kicks in his offense, like standing. I don't know if he's gonna want to really do that against Marab because Marab, we know what Marab does. Stand up is not really there at all. It's just straight wrestling. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he's gonna be afraid to wrestle Umar. I don't think he's gonna be afraid to try either. I think that's just who he is. I think he's gonna maybe a lot of this fight's gonna be against the cage with Marab trying to get Umar down. Um, if he could close the distance, because that's gonna be the thing. If Umar does decide to use his kicks, I mean, you might as well, because I mean, what you can't really be afraid of the takedown. I mean, unless it's if you have the pedigree that Umar has. I mean, it's like, oh well, like I'm gonna throw these kicks. Go ahead and try to take me down. Even if you take me down, I should be able to get back up. But if Morocco can get him down and keep him down, I think he could possibly really have a good chance at winning this fight because I don't know. It's gonna depend. I don't really see Murad getting knocked out cold, but I'm sure he'll get wobbled. Uh, it could happen. It could happen. Uh, Umar used a lot of kicks. I feel like it's. I feel like that's gonna be the factor in this fight. If he decides not to use the kicks, we're gonna see a lot closer fight. Um, if he decides to use his kicks and keep distance and fend off the takedowns, I mean, I don't know. I don't really see this fight ending. I more or less see it going to decision. So I'll take Umar by decision, but do not. I would not be surprised if Marab goes out there and beats Marab. Maybe it's just Marab's time. You know. Main event: Islam Makhachev versus Arman Sarukian. Um, Arman. So we've seen the fight before, close fight, very early in both of their UFC careers. I think it was Arman's debut. It was his debut. I mean, Arman. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know Arman was as good as he was until I seen the Oliveira fight. That was kind of like when I first really noticed him. Like, and as like a like very like he just looked great like on the ground especially. Um, but I think Islam's striking took like a huge leap. I think his striking is a lot better now than when they fought. Like I think it's a lot better. It's very fundamental. He doesn't risk too much. He, you know what I mean. It's very fundamental. His striking is. I feel like to an extent it's very fundamental. It may not look as fundamental sometimes, but it kind of is. It's like a basic striking like setup he has, and I mean you might as well. I mean if you're confident in your grappling, you know. I know their grappling may cancel. I don't really think it's gonna cancel out. I think we'll see a lot of scrambles maybe early on, scrambles, but maybe Armand does try to stand with him at the beginning. I feel like Islam will try to keep it on the feet at the beginning. Just he's been doing that lately, and like I said, striking has been a lot better. Um, I don't know why. I just feel like Islam is just gonna land a body kick, and it's just gonna really hurt Armand, and then they're gonna get to the ground, and then Islam could get that choke. That's just kind of I've just been thinking that when I was like just kind of going through watching their fights again, and like I don't know. Islam has a nice body kick, underrated. I feel like he doesn't really he throws it, but it's like I don't know. It's a hard one too. Um, I'm gonna go Islam getting the win though. Arman has gotten a lot better since they last fought too. I think for I guess you could say that, yeah, he has. But I think Islam just gotten even better also. And I think his striking got a lot better. And I think because their grappling could possibly cancel each other out, the striking will be the key to this fight for in this fight right here. Because I know everyone's joking around saying WrestleMania is WrestleMania, like the co-main and main event. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. The co-main, I could see it being like a lot of scrambles. Merab really trying to get that takedown. I could see that. This fight though, I'm not gonna lie. This might be on the feet. We might see almost like a Kobe Covington, Kamaru Usman typist fight on the feet. I think a lot of just 1-2s, jabs, maybe a kick here and there, but I think it could be something like that. But ultimately, I think Islam takes the W. Um, yeah, that be it for this UFC 311 breakdown. I'm excited. I'm hyped for this card. First pay per view 2025. Last year was a great year. 2024, a lot of great fights, a lot of great events. But yeah, so I appreciate if you sat through this, watched this, and sat and listened to me just kind of yap about this shit. But yeah, if you're new, leave a like, comment, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think my predictions are trash. Let me know. Let me know if you agree. You know, share this with your friends. And yeah, that be it, man. Peace. Thanks.